Among the most exciting scorers in the NBA, Luka Doncic is now having trouble finding the bottom of the net. LeBron James isn't exempt from criticism either. The Lakers, already dealing with chemistry problems, are collapsing under pressure. The NBA is never short on drama, and right now, Luka Doncic and the Los Angeles Lakers are at the center of it all. Doncic, known for his dazzling shot-making, has been ice-cold lately, raising concerns about his confidence and health. The big question, can Luka find his rhythm, and can the Lakers stop the bleeding before their playoff hopes take a hit? Luka Doncic is still adjusting in Los Angeles. If his third game at purple and gold is any guide, it could take a minute. LeBron James tried his best to cover for the Lakers from an ugly 197 loss to the Charlotte Hornets on Wednesday night, but even the King couldn't save the club. Now, inhale deeply if your delayed start is causing you panic. Perhaps go for a stress ball. The Lakers most certainly are not concerned. At least that's what they're conveying. Doncic's stat line on paper was not quite disastrous. 14 points, 11 rebounds, and 8 assists. Sounds great, right? Until you understand he shot 5 out of 18 from the field, including a terrible 1 for 9 from 3. Worse, he turned the ball over 6 times and collected 5 fouls. Basically, he found it if there was a way to complicate things for himself. Clearly, it'll take some time, Doncic said. Today, a lot of rustiness on my side. Started the game with perhaps 4 or 5 mistakes. That cannot occur. Just recently started playing basketball correctly. Fairly, Doncic has not been lounging on a beach since the transaction. Still recovering from a calf issue that kept him out for 6.5 weeks, he's shaking off the rust. And you get the battle if you've ever tried to regain shape following a few missed gym sessions, let alone 6 weeks. The dude's working at it. Lakers supporters are not particularly known for their patience, though. Doncic is a nasty 2 for 16 from deep in his 2 home games thus far. The supporters hum with enthusiasm every time he lets it fly, only to grumble seconds later as the ball smashes the rim like it owes it money. The Lakers, who were rolling before Doncic arrived, have now dropped back-to-back games to 2 of the worst teams in the league, Utah and Charlotte. Not exactly the best way to welcome a superstar to town. But LeBron isn't sweating it. It's his 3rd game since Christmas, and it's his 3rd game with us, James said. He still doesn't know all the plays, he doesn't know all the defensive coverages, all the signals and things that we've built up since September. Obviously, we're trying to fast-track it on the fly. He's coming back from his injury, he's getting back into form, so we're working through it together. Now, it wasn't all bad for Doncic against Charlotte. For one, he finally got to play without a minute's restriction. He also led the Lakers in rebounds, and despite all the turnovers and missed shots, he finished with the team's best plus-minus, plus 13. So, silver linings and all that. Austin Reeves, who got himself ejected in the 3rd quarter because, sure, why not add more chaos, had Doncic's back. He's got to be comfortable being himself because he's one of the best players in the world, Reeves said. We need him to be him, and it's going to take a couple of games, a couple of weeks to figure out what the best looks like, but we can figure it out fairly quickly. In the final moments of the game, with the Lakers needing a bucket, Doncic found himself inbounding the ball instead of taking the last shot. Instead, it was LeBron who got the chance to play hero, hoisting up 2 3-pointers in the final 6 seconds. Neither went in, and the Lakers walked off with an L. Doncic, however, wasn't the least bit upset about it. He had it going, so obviously we're going to go get him, Doncic said. I think it'll go both ways. One time it's going to be him, and one time me. I think it depends on how the game is going. The Lakers shook up the NBA when they sent Anthony Davis to Dallas in exchange for Doncic on February 2nd. The move was a blockbuster, one of those deals that make Twitter explode and has talking heads debating endlessly on sports shows. But so far, the results have been less than ideal. Since joining the Lakers, Doncic has played in 3 games, shooting just 16 for 45 from the field and an ice-cold 5 for 24 from 3. Not exactly the scorching hot debut fans were hoping for. To be fair, the man hasn't had a lot of time to settle in. He played in 2 games before the All-Star break, but the Lakers kept him on a short leash, limiting him to just 47 total minutes. While the rest of the NBA stars partied it up in San Francisco during All-Star weekend, Doncic took the time to reset and focus on getting back to full speed. Honestly, I was getting my mind off basketball a little bit, Doncic said. I'm just excited to come back and play. I missed a lot of time. I never missed this much time, so it was something new to me. Now, I'm just excited to get back to play." The Lakers won't have much time to dwell on this loss. They were already boarding a plane to Portland after the game, where they'll face the Trailblazers on Thursday before heading to Denver on Saturday. And then, a juicy matchup against Doncic's former squad, the Mavericks, back in LA on Tuesday. There's no doubt Doncic is still adjusting. He's learning a new system, getting his legs back under him, and trying to live up to the weighty expectations of playing for one of the most storied franchises in sports. But if you ask him, he's happy to be here. "This is one of the greatest clubs in the world, and I'm just happy to be here," Doncic said. "Obviously, I'm going to need some time, but I'm happy to represent the Lakers." Despite creeping up on 40, LeBron James continues to defy the laws of time, gravity, and, some would argue, common sense. In a recent game against the Portland Trailblazers, he casually dropped 40 points, proving once again that Father Time might be calling, but LeBron just isn't picking up. With Luka Doncic sidelined due to injury precautions, James took it upon himself to lead the team, showing that, even as a seasoned veteran, he can still put the Lakers on his back. The performance was vintage LeBron, dominant, electrifying, and, quite frankly, making the younger players question their own life choices. There's always a drawback for all the glory, though, and in LeBron's case, it's his clutch factor, or lack thereof. Having joined the Lakers, he has a 1-in-29 record when trying shots to tie or lead in the last 5 seconds of the fourth quarter or overtime. You did hear that right. Should your half-court heave come from a high school pep rally, you might feel somewhat better about your abilities. This sad statistic has drawn criticism, spurred sports talk discussions, and provided Twitter with lots of meme content. While some contend LeBron's overall influence much exceeds a few missed buzzer beaters, others think this weakness in his armor could compromise his Lakers' legacy. To be honest, though, are you really going to grumble about one missed shot if LeBron dropped 40 on your team? LeBron by himself, of course, is not in charge of the Lakers' season roller coaster, particularly in the dreaded third quarter, where they've been routinely outscored, and it feels like a habit at this time. The club as a whole has been shockingly erratic. Imagine a team returning from the locker room looking like they'd spent the break playing a pickup game at the YMCA after heading into half with a strong lead. The obvious problem is not closing out games. Defensive lapses and offensive disarray provide an all-you-can-score feast for other teams. Analysts have noted that the Lakers must stop treating the third quarter as an extended coffee break if they're serious contenders. Then there's the Luka Doncic situation, which has been about as smooth as trying to dribble a basketball on a gravel road. Reports suggest that Doncic never actually wanted to join the Lakers, and it's starting to show. ESPN's Brian Windhorst even hinted that the star's long-term commitment to the team could be in question. If true, this creates an awkward situation, like showing up to a party you never RSVP'd for, but now can't leave without making things weird. Doncic is undeniably talented, but if he's not fully invested in the Lakers' vision, his presence could become more of a distraction than an advantage. As the season progresses, the Lakers find themselves at a crossroads. They have all the pieces, a generational superstar in LeBron, a young phenom in Doncic, and a supporting cast with potential, but something isn't clicking. Whether it's chemistry issues, coaching adjustments, or just bad luck, the pressure is mounting. With tough opponents ahead, the Lakers don't have much time to figure things out before their championship window starts looking more like a tiny peephole. For now, fans remain hopeful. Maybe LeBron will find his clutch gene, maybe Doncic will start enjoying the California sunshine a little more, and maybe, just maybe, the Lakers will remember that third quarters exist. Until then, the only certainty is that basketball Twitter will have plenty to talk about. As the season unfolds, all eyes will be on Luka's shooting struggles and the Lakers' ability to bounce back. Will Doncic silence the doubters with a breakout performance? Can the Lakers shake off the criticism and find their groove? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Luka and the Lakers will turn things around, or are they in for a rough ride ahead?